Craft beer enthusiasts, listen up. You've been led to believe that all craft beers are created equal, but what if I told you that some of the most popular brands are hiding shocking secrets? What if some of these brews are actually ruining your taste buds and your health? In this video, we're exposing the craft beer brands you need to avoid and sharing a select few that actually live up to the hype. Stick around as we dive into the dark side of the craft beer industry and discover the truth behind the bottles. Craft beer has taken the world by storm. From local microbreweries to global craft beer giants, everyone's trying to tap into the market. But not all craft beers are created equal. Some brands hide behind the label of craft to cash in on your love for unique brews, but the reality is far from what you might expect. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal the top 10 craft beer brands you should absolutely avoid, and a few that still stand out for the right reasons. Buckle up, it's going to get shocking. First, let's talk about the idea of what makes a beer craft. You may think it's all about small batch, unique flavors, and local production, but the truth is, many brands in the craft beer scene have grown far beyond those humble beginnings. Some of these so-called craft beers are now owned by huge multinational corporations, which means their recipes and standards are not what they once were. Don't be fooled by the label, folks. Let's kick things off with the first brand on our list of craft beers to avoid. Brand 1 has been around for over a decade and has gained massive popularity. But here's the shocking truth. They've been acquired by one of the world's largest beer corporations. Now their beers are mass-produced, using lower-quality ingredients to meet demand. This is a far cry from the artisanal charm they once boasted. It's a classic case of selling out for corporate dollars. Their flavor? It's bland at best. Next up, we have Brand 2, a favorite among many in the craft beer community. On the surface, their beers seem to be a hit, but when we looked closer, we found that their brewing methods and ingredients fall short. They use adjuncts like rice and corn to cut costs, watering down the taste and reducing the authenticity of the brew. This kind of mass production mentality is a red flag, especially if you care about quality. Now, let's talk about Brand 3. This one is particularly interesting because it's marketed as an indie small-town brewery, but guess what? It was bought out by a global brewing conglomerate over 5 years ago. Their flagship beer was once full of character, but today it's just another bland, flavorless brew. If you've ever noticed a change in taste over the years, this is why. The craft has been lost, and it's all about profit margins now. While we're on the topic of selling out, let's not forget about Brand 4. What was once a humble, innovative brewery has now expanded to the point where they've lost their original soul. They've started using artificial flavoring and additives to create new craft varieties. If you're looking for authentic flavors, this is a brand you want to stay away from. It's all about gimmicks, not true craftsmanship. Brand 5 is next on our list, and it's a classic case of good marketing, bad beer. Their beers are mass-produced in huge facilities and distributed globally, making them far from the small, niche product they want you to think they are. Sure, they might be available at every bar you visit, but that's not a testament to their quality, just their marketing power. In fact, the taste is often inconsistent, and they use low-grade hops that don't deliver the robust flavor they claim to offer. Let's move on to Brand 6. While they've got a trendy name and their cans look super cool, their product doesn't live up to the hype. They cut corners when it comes to ingredients, using pre-brewed extracts rather than brewing their beer from scratch. This leads to a watered-down flavor that's far from what you should expect from a craft beer. If you're looking for authenticity, steer clear of this one. Now, for a bit of a surprise, Brand 7 made it to our list. Despite their rise in popularity, they've been known for selling beers that are heavily diluted and over-processed. The strong, bold flavors they once promised have been replaced by a generic, mass-produced taste. Don't fall for their gimmicks. This brand is just another big beer company dressed in a craft label. But don't worry, we're not just here to talk about what you shouldn't drink. In fact, there are still some craft beer brands out there that are doing things right. For starters, let's talk about Safe Brand 1. This brewery stays true to its roots, using only the finest ingredients and sticking to traditional brewing methods. Their beers have a unique, authentic taste, and you can taste the difference with every sip. Another brand to look out for is Safe Brand 2. They may be small, but they're passionate about creating bold, exciting beers with high-quality hops and malts. Every batch is carefully crafted, and they've stayed true to their craft roots. If you want a genuinely craft beer experience, this is one to support. Safe Brand 3 is another standout. Unlike the corporate sellouts, this brewery has built a strong reputation by sticking to its original values. They've expanded slowly and thoughtfully, keeping quality at the forefront. Their unique blends of hops and malts make their beers stand out, and they're not afraid to push the boundaries of what beer can be. This is the real deal. Let's not forget about Safe Brand 4, a brewery that has been quietly brewing some of the best beers you've never heard of. They focus on sustainability, using locally sourced ingredients and minimizing waste in their production process. If you're all about supporting responsible businesses, this is a brand that deserves your attention. To wrap up, while the craft beer scene has been marred by a few bad players, there are still some incredible breweries that are staying true to their craft. So, the next time you're browsing the beer aisle, do yourself a favor. Avoid the brands that have sold out, and go for the ones that are still about passion, quality, and authenticity. The craft beer world isn't all it seems. Some brands are riding the coattails of the craft revolution while sacrificing quality for mass production, but there are still shining stars out there, offering the real deal. It's all about knowing which ones to trust. So, which brands will you choose the next time you crack open a cold one? The choice is yours, but just remember, don't settle for less than the best. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more honest reviews and insider tips. Let us know in the comments what other brands you'd like us to